Well, good afternoon. Am I audible? Please confirm the audio once. Hello everyone. Jayant, Shankar, Mayank, Kanu Charan, Moksh, Nanya. Okay, great. So are you guys excited? Algebra is considered to be most difficult section of QA. Most of people think it's the most difficult, but at the very same time, as I said, it will be the most scoring. No, there's no FB Live. Will be live only on YouTube. Through different questions, I'll be telling you different concepts one by one. Okay. So let's start. Thanks, Jan, for saying that. All right, so I hope I'm visible now, and let's start with the session. First question we have on our system is, if the system of simultaneous equations has no simultaneous solution, what is the value of n? Also, what value of m is not acceptable? You have 2 minutes to solve this question. And through every question, I'll be discussing concepts also. It will be kind of revision plus a lot of questions also. I'm waiting for the answers. Be quick. Whenever we have a system of equations, which means here we have two variables x and y, and we have two equations, so of course we can try to find out the answer. So what happens, let us say we have system of equations like this: a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0. Let this be first equation, and the second equation be a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0. So whenever we have linear equations in two variables, we will be having two different equations. All right, is that clear? So what happens, there are three different cases, and I hope you are making the notes also. This session will be a complete revision sort of thing for the entire algebra. Case 1, see, when the coefficients, that is a and b, when they are not equal, we will get a unique solution, which means graphically, this one equation, these are linear equations, right? These are linear equations. Linear means something which is derived from line. straight line linear equation. So if you draw the graph of it, it will be a straight line. So two straight lines will be intersecting at one point. This one point will be the unique solution. I hope that is clear to all of you. Right? Is it clear? Tell me in the comments. So point of intersection is the solution. Case number 2. Case 2 is when A1 upon A2 is equal to B1 upon B2 is equal to C1 upon C2. In this case, we will get infinite solutions. Now, what is meant by infinite solutions? That means two lines will be intersecting at all the possible points, at infinite points. Which means, if I draw the lines, if the first line is like this, the second line would be just overlapping it. See, so what is happening? These lines, white and yellow, these lines are intersecting at all the possible points. And as a line has infinite length, right? A straight line has infinite length. समझ में आ रहा है सबको? There is no end point. It keeps on growing infinitely. That means these two lines will be intersecting on infinite points. We will be having infinite solutions. Cool? Graphically, these are intersecting lines. Graphically, these are overlapping lines. The last case is when we'll be having no solution at all. No solution at all, what does that mean? Then, of course, there will be graph session also. So, no solution at all. That means, graphically speaking, the lines will be parallel to each other. They are infinite, but they will never meet. Why? Because they are parallel to each other. This happens when A1 upon A2 is equal to B1 upon B2, but not equal to C1 upon C2. So, we have understood this concept graphically as well as algebraically. Clear? So, in our question, it says it has got no solution. No solution means this is the case that we are talking about. Clear? So, let us try to solve it. A1, we have 3, we have n. So, this will be 3 upon n should be equal to minus 2 upon 9 and this should not be equal to 6 upon n, isn't it? Right? समझ में आ गया? It's very clear to all of us. Now they want the value of n. So if you solve these two, you will get the value of n. क्या मिल जाएगा? The value of n will be 9 multiplied by 3 upon minus 2. That is minus 27 by 2. That is minus 27 by 2, or we can say minus 13.5. I hope all of you got that. Great. This should, and solving for which value of m is not acceptable. So we'll solve these two, which means minus 2 by 9 should not be equal to 6 by m. Now let us solve this. So what do we get? This is, we cancel 3 times minus 3, and we have m is not equal to minus 27. So m should not be equal to minus 27, and n should be equal to minus 13.5. That is our answer. Clear, all of you? So we can have different questions based on this single concept. Okay. Now let us extend this concept. Let's do that. Okay. So let's say we have a line. So I'm explaining you the extension of this concept. For example, we have a line. Let's say the line is 2x plus 3y is equal to 30. I'm explaining the concept, I'm not connected to this question. So let's say we have something like this. Okay. Now how should we draw the graph of something like this? Listen to me very carefully. When you want to draw the graph, what should you do? You should divide this whole by 30. Okay. I hope you're noting it down. This will be very interesting and very helpful because we can have a lot of questions based on these concepts. 2x plus 3y is equal to 30. Moksha, even if you change the sign of m and 6, doesn't matter because minus will get cancelled. ठीक है ना, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा उससे. Divide by 30, so you'll be getting x by 15 plus y by 10 is equal to 1. Now this form, whenever you get this form, it's very easy for us to draw the graphs. कैसे करेंगे? So whatever we have as the denominator of x, that will be x-intercept. That will be x-intercept, and 10 will be the y-intercept. That means the line will be like this, intersecting x at 15 and y at 10. So I hope now you understand how to draw a graph of a straight line. Is that clear? Clear? Yeah, Tanishq. We did that just in order to get the intercepts. Once we have the intercepts, we can draw the straight line. Now we know the exact points at which the line will cut x-axis and y-axis. The line is clear to us. Now why do we do that? In what conditions would we do that? So if someone asks you that, let's say we have, the question goes like this, this is given to you, and they will ask, for which of the following conditions can we have infinite solutions? Can we have finite solutions, or we can have no solutions? Now understand this part. Tell me something. This one is first quadrant, right? In a graph we have 4 different quadrants. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. All right. How do we define different quadrants? In the first quadrant, x and y both are positive. Is that right? X and y both are positive, right? In the second quadrant, as you can see, x is negative but y is positive. All right. In the third quadrant, x and y both are negative, and in the fourth quadrant, x is positive but y is negative. Now, if I ask you, is this clear, everyone? Tell me in the comments, be quick. Is this clear? Now, if I ask you that what will be the behavior of this graph in the first quadrant, so I can say that in the first quadrant, we will be having finite number of solutions. Why? Because this line has definite endpoints, that is 0, 10 and 15, 0. This is a kind of a line segment over here. So we have definite ends, that is why we can have definite solutions. Definite integral solutions I'm talking about. Fractionals तो बहुत सारे हो जाएंगे, but integral solutions will be definite, right? Clear? Now when I say how many solutions would be there in second quadrant, how many integral solutions would be there in second quadrant? कितने हो जाएंगे? We'll be having infinite. Why? Because in the second quadrant the line exists, it has got no end point. It will keep on increasing infinitely. So we'll be having infinite solutions. Clear? Similarly, if I talk about how many solutions would we have in this third quadrant, when x is 0 and y is also 0, you will say there are 0 solutions. Why? Because line would not go there. And similarly, in fourth quadrant also we'll be having infinite solutions. So based on this simple concept, we can have a lot of questions, isn't it? Right? No, Ritvik, this is Algebra Marathon, and based on the questions that we did, I discussed the concept and I extended that concept because in this marathon, my motive is to revise entire algebra. Cool? Isn't it interesting? सबको समझ में आ गया है? काफी मजेदार है. So whatever lines we'll be having, now can I say that whatever lines you will have, if it is not passing through origin, then it will be passing through 3 quadrants, one will always be left blank. Right? We can have lines like this. This can be a line, isn't it? This can be a line. This can be a line. this can be a line. So in all these things where the line is not passing through the origin, we'll always be having one quadrant in which there will be zero solutions. 0 here, 0 here, 0, 0, right? शिवम बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं, समझ में आपको आया मतलब बिल्कुल सही है, ठीक है? Yeah, Pranjala, of course. In the first graph that I drew, we'll be having finite solutions here only. Why? Because this line has got endpoints. This line has got endpoints over here, so here we'll be having finite solutions. Here we'll be having finite solutions, and here we'll be having finite solutions. I gave you 4 different examples in which finite solutions are in first quadrant, second quadrant, fourth quadrant, and third quadrant. Cool. The question सीधा पूछ सकता है वो, they will give you a line and they will ask you, okay, for which of the following values we won't be having any solutions. So probably they won't ask you quadrants, but they can give you x's. So for example, something like this. So zero solutions कहाँ पे आते हैं? When x and y both are less than 0, we have no solutions. So this is how they can ask the question. Clear all of you? Tell me in the comments, is that clear? And we'll move on to the next question and to the next concept as well. Perfect. This one. If 12 cuckoos sit on each branch of a tree, 6 cuckoos don't have a place to sit. If 15 cuckoos sit on each branch, 2 branches are left vacant. What are the number of cuckoos and number of branches? Jayanti, yes, that's the concept. Great, Shruti. Chalo, tell me the answer to this question. The question just changed because I mistakenly pressed the button, but now it is back. Cuckoos उड़ गए. Well, so how many would be there? Number of cuckoos and number of branches, both. So let us say there were n branches in total. 12 cuckoos sat on one branch, that means total of 12 n cuckoos sat on branches. But 6 cuckoos do not have a place to sit. That means 12 n plus 6 will be the total number of cuckoos, right? 12 n plus 6 is the total number of cuckoos from the first condition. Second condition, if 15 cuckoos sit on each branch, 2 branches are left vacant. That means only n minus 2 branches are occupied by 15 cuckoos each. We can equate these two and get the value of n, right? I hope this is how you must have done it. This is the number of cuckoos. Let's solve it. So 3n will be equal to 36. which means n is equal to 12. We have 12 branches in total. 12 branches, and to find number of cuckoos, you can put 12 either here or there. You will get 150 cuckoos in total. So it will be 12 and 150. This was an easy question, and I think all of you have got it correct. Right? Great. The concept is nothing but just to how to solve a linear equation. That's it. Next one. For how many natural numbers n less than 50 does the equation 7x minus 9y is equal to 10 have no integer solution where x and y are integers? This is an interesting question. Teja says it's 49. Siddesh says it's 49. Wow, you guys are so quick. Would you like to share your logic that how did you get 49? Everyone is in 49. Shivam gets 0. Okay. By the way, how many of you think this is a difficult question? What are this moderately difficult? Okay. I'm confusing. Divya Kumar says 43. Alright. Tricky, yeah. 0, 9 and 49 are the most probable options. Do you guys remember that concept? The people, okay, how many of you are from iQuanta? First of all, tell me that. So if you're from iQuanta, and do you remember that concept when I was talking about an equation? How many solutions would it have? Like how does the value of y and x increase by the coefficient of each other? Do you remember that thing? Do you remember that? That x will be increasing or decreasing by the coefficient of y, and simultaneously the value of y will be decreasing or increasing by the coefficient of x. I hope you remember that. And there I told you that how to find the values. I can write x is equal to 10 plus ny upon what? Upon 7, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Now you have this in front of you. Now try to do that. You have 1 minute more. And if you're not able to do, then I'll tell you. 1 minute more. ठीक है. So the people who actually understood what I've written over here, I think they have got the correct answer. All right. And you know what? Okay, this question looks difficult, but tell you what, this question can be solved in just 5 seconds. I told you, algebra is the most scoring part of QA. See, think about this. If n is a multiple of 7, that is 7, 14, 21, and so on till 49, this will be completely cancelled. Right? This will be completely cancelled. Is that right? So 7 can divide this 7 which is already divided over here. Okay, if I write it like this, wait. If I write it simply like this only, 7x minus ny is equal to 10. Now if n is a multiple of 7, then I can divide the entire equation by 7. Yes or no? Can we say that? Graph chhod do, simply. We can say that. If it's multiple 7, we can divide this by 7 completely. And here we'll be having 10 by 7. That means if this is a multiple of 7, we'll not be able to get integral solutions, because there will always be a fraction on the right hand side. If you put anything else, for example, you put 1, 7x minus y equal 10, you can easily solve. You can put 1, x as 1 and y as minus 3 and get the answer. Right? I'm saying if n is a multiple of 7, this complete whole equation can be divided by 7, and that is why we'll get 10 by 7 in the right hand side, and whatever we get here, x minus an integer times y, so whatever you put, you always get an integer only. You'll never get a fraction. क्या हम ऐसे कह सकते हैं? I'm giving you some examples. For example, let us put n equal to 7. Understand this. So we'll be having 7x minus 7y is equal to 10. Dividing by 7, I'll be getting x minus y equal to 10 by 7. Now tell me, can we have x and y as integers if their difference is a fraction? Yes or no? नमन, मेरी बात सुनो. मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा मल्टीपल है 7 का, मैं बोल रहा हूँ अगर मल्टीपल 7 का होता तो क्या होता. ये सुनो ध्यान से. मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, अगर मैं यहाँ पे x माइनस वाई 10 by 7 कर देता हूँ, तो कैन आई हैव x and y as integers and get the difference as fraction? Of course not. So n cannot be put as 7. Similarly, if you put n as 14, you will be having 7x minus 14y is equal to 10. Now you have x minus 2y is equal to 10 by 7. Again, you won't be able to do that. It becomes impossible, right? तब भी नहीं हो पाएगा. But if you put n as something else, let us put n as 1, you will be getting 7x minus y equal to 10. Of course, there is a solution. If you put x as 1 and y equal to minus 3, you are getting an integral solution. Which means that whenever we have n as a multiple of 7, we won't get the solution, we won't get the answer. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? For how many natural number n less than 50, this equation has no solution. This equation will be having no solution when n is a multiple of 7. So from 1 to 50, how many multiples of 7 are there? 7 multiples, right? 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42 and 49. Clear? Answer is 7. No Siti Purna and Bharat, तुमने उसका उल्टा कर दिया. 7 is the answer. Interesting question, right? Such a beautiful question this is. So those who have understood the beauty of this question might be feeling that such a fundamental, this question has got such a fundamental concept. proper CAT level question this is. Should be the trick was this only, that when you divide something by 7, you should be having no remainders. So based on that, people can, if they relate to it, they can get the answer. Chacha Singh, no, not really, no other method. शिवम, हमने जो राइट हैंड साइड में 10 है उसके हिसाब से समझ में आ गया हमें. Okay, so tell me something. This question was solvable in 5 seconds, yes or no? है ना? 5 सेकंड में इसका आंसर आया था. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. The next question. प्राची, को प्राइम होगा तब आंसर आएगा. वही था ना बात. यहाँ पे को प्राइम नहीं होना चाहिए इसलिए आंसर नहीं आ रहा. तो 7 का मल्टीपल होगा तो आंसर नहीं आएगा प्राची. इट्स द सेम थिंग. Okay, Prachi, I hope your query itself, your question has the answer. Because in the remaining, either you will not be able to divide both the coefficients of x and y. That is why. X का 7 तो confirm है ना? That's the reason. Cool. We'll be having more questions, don't worry. Let's solve this one again. Now, how many integers does the solution set of log this contain? I taught log yesterday only. So this will be, if I remove the log, 2x minus 3 upon x plus 1 is less than equal to log, so the power goes there, something raised to power 0 is 1 only, right? This is what we get. An easy question this is. So 2x minus 3 is less than equal to x plus 1, which means x is less than equal to 4. Less than equal to 4. Integers. Less than equal to 4 तो बहुत सारे इंटीजर हो जाएंगे. But there's one thing that this is lies inside log. If I put 0, this is negative. Negative number का log तो होता ही नहीं है, isn't it? If I put 1, 2 1s are 2 minus 3, again I get a negative. If I put 2, 2 2s are 4 minus 3, that is possible. So that means when x is equal to 2 or 3 or 4, we will be getting a positive value here. So these three are only possible. For the other values, that is 1, 0, minus 1, we will always be getting a negative number, which is a negative log of a negative number does not exist. So we will be having 3 solutions in totality, 2, 3 and 4. Clear? 2, 3 and 4. I think a lot of you have solved it already. Very good. Next question. How many solutions does the equation this have? So हम वो तब नहीं कर सकते जब चीजें 0 के बराबर हो पाए. But log का क्वेश्चन है तो 0 के बराबर होगा ही नहीं कभी कि log 0 doesn't exist. That is why we can do that. All right. Okay, Soumya and Aman, the query is solved. And moreover, in the right hand side, we had a constant value, that is 1. It was not a variable in the right hand side. That is why we did it. Okay? Understood? Seaford, Shivendra, Seaford, I don't know what the name is. Soumya and Shivendra, just tell me in the comments. The query is solved, right? 0 वाला एग्जिस्ट कर ही नहीं रहा था, इसलिए ऐसा कर सकते थे. Right, Soumya, then we can do that. This is a very beautiful question actually. People are getting 0 and 2. Okay. Second option, okay. 2 solutions. Let's try to understand this. This is a question of inequalities. Modulus. We have mod of x minus 1 and then we have mod of x minus 3. This is equal to 3 by 2. Well, so how many critical points do we have? We have 1 and 3, 2 critical points, and how many intervals do we have? One interval is this, that is less than 1. One is this, between 1 and 3, and one is this, that is greater than 3. Right? So let us look at the behavior of this equation in these 3 intervals when we have something less than 1. If we have less than 1, what will happen? If we take this first interval when x is less than 1, then both these elements will be what? Negative or positive? Both will be negative, right? So this becomes minus x plus 1 minus x plus 3. This is what we get, that is minus 2x plus 4. That is what we have here. We take something between 1 and 3. In this case, first will be positive, second will be negative. So we have minus x plus 1 plus x minus 3. This gets cancelled. We have minus 2 here. Right? We directly get minus 2. Cool. What does that mean? That means whatever value you take between 1 and 3, you will always get minus 2. Can we say that? Yes or no? Similarly, for the third, this one, when x is greater than or equal to 3, in this case what will happen? Both will be positive. So we will be having x minus 1 plus x minus 3. This becomes 2x minus 4. So, here, if you want to get the minimum value, what will it be? What will be the minimum value? Batao, minus 2x plus 4 and x is less than or equal to 1. So we put 1 over here, you will get 2, right? At 1 you will get 2. If you move below 1, If you put 0, you'll get 4. So basically, what is happening, if I take something less than 1, the graph is increasing. The graph is increasing. Here, whatever take, the minimum value is -2. Here, if you take something more than 3, the graph will again be increasing. Yes or no? That's right. What happened? Yeah. This is 2. Right. So basically, what we get from all of this, that the minimum value this equation can have is 2, and here we have 3/2. तो 2 तो कम से कम होगा ही होगा. इससे कम तो कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता. Isn't it? इससे कम तो कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता. Whatever we put. इससे कम कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता. So if I try to draw the graph based on the same logic, the graph will look something like this. 1 and 3 here. This goes like this, stays like this, and then goes like this. And this value, this distance is 2. So the minimum value that the graph can reach is 2, which is in between 1 and 3. 2 से नीचे हो ही नहीं सकता. 3/2 तो कभी हो ही नहीं पाएगा, because 3/2 is equal to 1.5. That means there will be no solution at all. Clear? अरे -2 हो, writing mistake था. Now I hope it's clear. Just put a minus by mistake. Now graphically seeing, this is perfect. ठीक है, चलो एक काम करते हैं. अगर वो चीज़ में प्रॉब्लम हो रही है समझने, फिर से बताता हूँ मैं बात को. ये दिखाई दे रहा है 1 and 3 are the critical points. So let's take a value which is equal to 1. When you put 1, now understand this again. For drawing the graph, how I have drawn the graph. At x equal to 1, this becomes 2, right? At x equal to 1, fx is 2, yes or no? Right? हाँ, ग्राफिकल अप्रोच फिर से समझा रहा हूँ मैं आपको. x equal to 1, this is 2. Now I told you that to check in the critical points. और दूसरी ये बताया था मैंने हमेशा आपको कि critical points के आसपास ही value हमेशा minimum होती है. When we have only 2, the value will minimize in between 1 and 3. That is what I told in the class. But just to show you, for the people who don't know it, if I take something less than 1, that is x equal to 0. If I take x equal to 0, I'll get 1 plus 3, fx equal to 4. What is that? What does that mean? कि 1 से पीछे ग्राफ की वैल्यू बड़ी होती जा रही है. Can I say that? Can I say that? Right? And it's always just remember that whenever we have two elements in modulus, the value will be minimized in between these two elements. Just to show you, I'm doing this. Okay? So when you put x equal to 0, you get fx is 4, that is, this will be 4, right? Now at x equal to 3, the next critical point. You put x is 3, this becomes 0, we have 2 again, fx will be 2. 3 by 2 aaya. If you take something beyond 3, let's take 4, you will get 4 minus 1 is 3, 3 plus 1, again you get 4. You get fx as 4. Now when you have checked these values, now you know that the graph will look like this. Clear? From 1 to 3, it won't be changing, it will be 2 only. For the rest of all the things, it will be greater than 2. Cool? Now, is it clear to all of you? Tell me in the comments. Be quick. Clear? Teja, it's doable, no problem. Clear to all of you? Divyansh, this is fx. I just took this as fx. Fx equal to mod of x minus 1. Just to draw a graph, I took this as fx. Okay? Clear? Now, looking at the graph, now we know that the minimum value of this function is equal to 2. Whatever you do, you cannot go below 2. 3 by 2 पे आते हैं, right hand side is 3 by 2. 3 by 2 तो कभी जिंदगी में ये हो ही नहीं सकता. पूरी जिंदगी में कभी भी ये 3 by 2 हो ही नहीं सकता. कम से कम 2 तो होगा ही होगा. Anything below 2 is not possible, so we will be having no solution at all. Clear? चलो सबको समझ में आ गया. चलो इसी क्वेश्चन को हल्का चेंज करता हूं मैं. Should I change the question a bit? I hope you have already drawn the diagram. Kushat, what happened? You can just watch it again and it will be clear. I'll just give you one more variant of this question and then it will be clear to all of you. What if I put mod x minus 1 plus mod x minus 3 is equal to 2 and I'm asking how many integral solutions are there? Integral solutions. What will be the answer in this case? I'm drawing the graph again so that you can refer to it. This is how the graph will look like at x equal to 1, x equal to 3. Okay. How many answers? We'll be having 3 answers then. 3 solutions होंगे. कौन-कौन से? 1, 2 and 3. At 1, 2 and 3 the value of graph is 2. Right? Very good. Some people are marking 1 or 2, but no, it's 3. Similarly, one more variant. What if I wrote this as plus mod x minus 3? If I write it as आगे तो पूछा ही नहीं जाएगा. But again, if I take this as equal to 3, then how many solutions would we have? This can be asked. इसी सवाल को ऐसे पूछा जाए अगर mod of x minus 1 plus mod of x minus equal to 3, then how will you solve it? Then how many solutions would we have? रिदम कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. अब 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 कुछ भी रखो, आंसर वही होगा. आंसर वही होगा. How many solutions would we have? Put it as 3. 3 मतलब क्या हुआ? 3 यूनिट्स ऊपर, यहां कहीं की बात कर रहा है. This distance is 3. So how many solutions do we have? We have 1 and 2 solutions. There will be 2 solutions here. Is that clear? Perfect. सबको समझ में सब कुछ आ चुका है. So overall, if I combine all of it, I can say that for this function, if it is talking about less than 2, there will be 0 solutions. If it talks about equal to 2, there will be 3 solutions, right? If it talks about greater than 2, there will be 2 solutions. Is that clear, all of you? Integral solutions, integral. Of course integral, बाकी तो infinite हो जाएंगे ना. Clear? So there are 3 variants to this question. जो भी सवाल बनेगा आपके सामने, ग्राफ ड्रॉ करो और जिंदगी आपकी एकदम सॉर्टेड हो जाएगी. Graph makes your life easy. Just tell me the comments. Is this part clear to all of you? There is one more thing. For greater than 2 you will have to check. It can be 0 also in some cases. इसीलिए ये पूछा नहीं जाएगा. मैंने यही बोला. It can be 0 also. Probably it is possible, very much possible कि 3 जो वैल्यू है वो x के किसी फ्रैक्शनल पार्ट पे आए, इंटीग्रल पे ना आए. Right? That is a possibility. So normally these two will always be correct. For this we will have to check. Clear? Understood? Understood? The last one. देखो ये ग्राफ है. अगर मैं बोलूँगा मान लो this is k units and this k is greater than 2, then you are never sure that this point will belong to an integer here. It can be a fraction also. That is why for this we will have to check, but for the rest two we are sure. Cool. Now it might be clear to all of you. Cocoa and cookie, exactly. I just told you. आ गया समझ में. चलो, perfect. Cool. Right? We need to check for this. Let us go to the next question. एक बात तो समझ में आ रही है. Cocoa and cookie, that will be given in the question. That will be given in the question. This is integral only. They just missed it out. But I told you that it's integral. ठीक है. Coming to next question. Oh, degree of a polynomial px is no larger than 3. We know that p0 is equal to 3. P of minus x is equal to px and p1 by x is equal to px by x square. Find p1. Extraterrestrial, it is possible, but in this question it will be same slope. जहाँ पे 2 ही एलिमेंट्स हैं वहाँ पे सेम ही स्लोप आएगा. हाँ, जहाँ पे 3 एलिमेंट्स आएंगे then it can be different, of course. Okay, extraterrestrial. बड़े अजीब नाम है यार. As if I am on a spaceship talking to some aliens. But I think you got it, right? And just to, it will be the same behavior because it's a straight line. Okay, cool. Now this is what is the feeling that you get from when you look at this question? Is it difficult? Degree is no larger than 3. P0 is 3. P of minus x is px and p1 by x px by x square. Find p1. बहुत मजेदार सवाल है. And this is I would say an actual difficult question in algebra. So I'm giving you 3 minutes to solve this. Okay. 1 minute more to go. Some people have got 4 as the answer. Perry, Poshia, last batch में algebra नहीं हुआ, don't worry. But you'll get to know. By the way, there is one thing in this question which is which should be kept in mind. P of minus x is equal to px. What does that mean? What does that mean? That P of minus x is equal to px. Cocoa and cookie not more than 3 minutes. That is the maximum. That it is an even function. Even like it will always be, the degree will always be, there will be no odd powers there. That is the main thing. There will be no odd powers. Right? I'll tell you why. Those who get it would be the ones who will be able to solve the question. समझना कैसे? Degree is no larger than 3. See, if I take a function like fx is equal to ax plus b, I'm taking the first degree function. Now, if I put f minus x, this will be minus ax plus b, isn't it? They are not equal. They are not equal. So this condition is not satisfied, right? Condition is not satisfied. Isn't it? If I take fx is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, and if I put minus x, I'll be getting ax squared minus bx plus c. Again, these two are not equal. But here, there is something which is very interesting. This part doesn't change, isn't it? This part doesn't change. Is that right? Those who could not understand the question, now do you understand? This part doesn't change. What if I take a function which has only this part? Is it good? Now if I put f of minus x, I'll again be getting ax square plus b only. So can I safely say that in the function that I have to take, I will not be assuming those values in which the power of x is odd. If it is odd, it will become minus. If it is even, we are sorted, this condition will be satisfied. Cool. क्या ये बात हर किसी को समझ में आ गई है? Everyone tell me. The degree can be 0 also. It can be fx equal to a. वो भी चलेगा. वहां तो x है ही नहीं, उसको तो मैं ले ही नहीं रहा जानबूझ के. ठीक है? Perfect. Shekhar, I'm saying if I put x minus x in place of x, nothing should change. It is possible only when we take the square or 4th power or 6th power. But here it says no larger than 3. So that means this is the function that we're talking about. So let us consider this function and try to solve our question. That means px is something like ax square plus b, where a and b are arbitrary constants. अब ये सवाल बन गया बहुत ही आसान. Preeti, are you listening to me carefully? I have not taken y as ax plus b. I was explaining that if you take ax plus b, it won't be satisfied. Do you guys listen to me or not? ax plus b नहीं लेना है, ये समझाने के लिए दिखाया था. Please listen to me carefully. So px is ax square plus b. That is something which you know. All right. There's one more thing. This is also given. That p of 1 by x is equal to px upon x square. That is known to us. Perfect. Now I put p0. P0 is equal to 3, that is given in the question. Let's put 0 over here. That means the value of B is equal to 3. Wow. We got the value of B. As soon as we get the value of A, our life will be sorted. Isn't it? Right. We have to find the value of P1. What is the value of P1? P1 will be A plus B. Isn't it? We have already found B. That means P1 will be A plus 3. As soon as we find the value of A, we will get our answer. Let us do it here. Let's do this here. P of 1 by x. So if I put 1 by x in place of x, I will be getting A upon x square plus B is equal to ax square plus b whole upon x square, right? Which means a upon x square plus b is equal to a plus b by x square. Cool enough? Let's take the like terms at one position. So if I take a over here, I'll be getting a times 1 by x square minus 1. All right? Is that right? Is that clear? And in this right hand side, I'll be getting b times 1 by x square minus 1. Cool? Cool enough? I hope it's solved now. So A and B are equal, which means A is also equal to 3. So let's put 3 plus 3, the answer is 6. Well done, those who did it. Acha sawal hai. The main thing is this. If you realize it, you will be able to solve it. Cool. Coming to the next question. If C is equal to log B base x and D is equal to log B square, here the base is x square. I'll just write the equation again in case it's not clear. Log B base x and D is equal to log of B square and the base is x square. These two things we have. Try to solve. You have a minute for this. That if you know algebra, if you have practiced enough, then it's the most scoring part, isn't it? If you know it, you will be doing it in 5 to 20 seconds, not more than that. हाँ ये तो confidence booster ही था बड़ा, that's right. हमेशा ऐसा बीच में करते रहना चाहिए so that people at least they don't lose interest. All of you have got that. I don't think I need to explain this. Do I? No. Let's go to the next question. All right? देखो बहुत सिंपल सी बात है, जो 2/2 और उसका है ना उधर d का, वो दोनों 2/2 बाहर आ जाएगा, बात ही खत्म हो जाएगी. Malvi, that's great. Let us go to the next question. Sequences and series आ गया है. In the second batch, we are having sequences and series next week. Oddly enough का मतलब कि अजीब सी बात है. That it's a literary term, nothing else. A phrase. कि बड़ी अजीब सी बात थी है ना, ये ए बी सी एक एरिथमेटिक प्रोग्रेशन बना रहे थे, बड़ी अजीब सी बात थी, जैसे ही एक को 1 से बढ़ा दिया वो जीपी बन गया. दैट्स व्हाट इट मीन्स. Shachi, Sagar and Nishi, tell me something, did you solve it by using the options or did you actually solve it? Are you guys solving it by options? Solving options, yeah, I kind of knew it. I should have not given the options here. तभी तो मजा आता. In algebra, we have very few opportunities in which we can't give options. जयंत ने अपना 8 मिटा दिया, उसे लगा सच में 12 सही है क्या? Right, Jayant? Shachi, you solved it? You're really smart. Okay, so we have an AB. A, B, C, it forms an AB. Oddly enough, A plus 1, B and C form a GP. And what happened? Okay, A, B and C plus 2 is also a GP. Alright. AP, GP and again a GP. Alright, so we can say from this that 2b is equal to a plus c as it's a GP. From here we can say that b is equal to square root of ac plus c, isn't it? And from here we can say that b is geometric mean square root of ac plus how much? 2a. This is what we have in front of us. Cool. AP and GP concept, of course. See, in AP what happens, there are common differences between A, B and C. That means whatever the gap is between A and B, the same gap will be between B and C. Okay, that is common difference, that is AP. Here, what happens, the ratio is common. So, B upon A plus 1 will be equal to C upon B in the GP. So, B becomes the arithmetic mean, and in GP, the middle term becomes the geometric mean. Clear? The geometric mean. Rule info AI, middle term will be the geometric mean. What is geometric mean? जो बाकी है उनको मल्टीप्लाई करो, स्क्वायर रूट निकाल दो. जितने भी नंबर ऑफ टर्म्स हैं वही रूट निकालनी है. लेट्स से वी हैव 3 टर्म्स, टेक दी थर्ड रूट एंड सो ऑन. By the way, if I combine these two, like left hand side is same, so RHS also has to be same, which means AC plus C should be equal to AC plus 2A. Cancelling the square roots, taking the positive square. So we'll be having C is equal to 2A. That is what we have. Right? When C is equal to 2A, let's put it here. That means 2B will be equal to how much? 3A. Is that right? Is that right? Now we have a proper ratio. Okay. So I can write A, B, C in terms of ratios. In terms of A, sab likh dete hain. A is A only. What is B? B is 3A by 2. And what is C? C is 2A. Is that clear? Is that clear? That's right. A, 3A by 2 and 2A. If I take the ratio of all of this, so it will be 2 is to 3 is to 4, isn't it? Is it clear? Multiplying by 2, this is what the ratio will be. 2 is to 3 is to 4. Right? B वाला पार्ट समझ नहीं आया. 2B is equal to 3A, that means B is equal to 3A by 2 from here. Cool. Okay, science, I'll be using both the languages. So A, 3A by 2 and 2A, इनको मैंने 2 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया. I got the ratio 2 is to 3 is to 4. That is what we have. That's what we have. Now people can use the options. Value of B निकालनी है, वो 3 का मल्टीपल होना चाहिए. तो 9, 12, 18 में कुछ होना चाहिए. You can put the value, get the answer. That is one of the ways. But let's do it mathematically. Using options, you can just put the options and get the answer. But let us do it mathematically. When the ratio is 2 is to 3 is to 4, I can write A is equal to 2K, B is equal to 3K, and C is equal to 4K. Now you can put this value anywhere you want to. Put this value here or here, you will get the answer. Okay, let's put the values. Should I? Let's put in the values. So I am putting these values in this or this, I'll be getting the same value, same answer. Let us do that. B is, here I am putting the values. In this, B is 3K, square root A multiplied by C. 2K into 4K, we have 8K square, plus 2 into 2K, that is plus 4K. Now, I think it becomes very easy. This will be how much? Squaring both the sides, should we do that? 9K square will be equal to 8K square plus 4K, which means K square is equal to 4k, or we can say k is equal to 4. We got the value of k as 4. Put it here. B is equal to 3 into 4, that is 12. So our correct answer is option 4. Cool. Got it, everyone? There is a lot of calculation, but if the options are given, then even the calculations are not required. Options are there, you can put the value and get the answer. But if the options are not given, you can do it like this. Clear to all? Perfect. Let us go to the next question. This. For x greater than or equal to 0, what is the smallest possible value of the expression this minus this? Smallest possible value. Okay. So in logs, what happens when we have something like log a minus log b? What does that mean? This is equal to log a upon b. That's what it means. So we can write it as log of x cube minus 4x square plus 26 upon x plus 2. We have to minimize, and the options are given in form of log only. So log is not required, we just have to minimize, we just need to minimize this. Just need to minimize this one. At x equal to 3, you get log 4, right? Why I got only few answers? Like so many people are there and I got only 7 to 8 answers. What about others? Double derivative. Okay, using calculus. Is that required? U by V formula. I'll wait for 1 minute more. Like I need a few more answers. Then only will be successful. There's one problem, the options are not exactly same, there might be some kind of fraction. And I think for that reason, a lot of you are not getting the answers. Anyways, if you have done it correctly, that's what matters. Let's try to solve it. There's one thing which we can actually understand over here. Is this function divisible by x plus 2? Is it happening? No. No, there might be some remainder. So let us try to find the remainder first of all. Okay. So x plus 2, if I divide this whole by x plus 2, what do I get? X cube minus 4x square plus 26. Quotient is x into x square, I'll get x cube plus 2x square, right? Subtracting, this will be cancelled, I'll be having minus 6x square plus 26. Why I'm doing that? Just to make it simple. Okay? Now, I need to put minus 6x over here, so this will be minus 6x square and minus 12x. Let us subtract, this cancels and you will be having 12x plus 26. Now, if you put plus 12 over here, you will be getting 12x plus 24. Subtracting, this will be cancelled, the remainder is 2. Alright, the remainder is 2. So now, I can write it as log of x square minus 6x plus 12 plus 2 upon x plus 2. That is what we have. Take that into consideration. Now it's easy, right? Just have to minimize the expression. Okay, there's one thing which we need to understand. This will be minimized if x tends towards infinity, isn't it? This will be minimized if x tends towards infinity. But in that case, this will be maximized. If I want to minimize this one, then I'll have to try to maximize x so that this fraction gets minimized, right? Which means x will be infinity, but if I put x as infinity, this will be maximized. That means in putting infinity is not the correct way. Yeah, Kushad, that's right. Which means, if I minimize this, I'll be getting the minimum value, isn't it? So, at what point will I get the minimum value? I need to minimize this one. At what point will I get the minimum value now? The minimum at 3. How? You get the minimum at minus b by 2a in a quadratic expression. A is 1, b is minus 6. So basically at 3, at x equal to 3, you will get the minimum value. So if you put 3 here, you will get log 3 plus 2 upon 5, that is log 3.4. So the options are somehow confusing. The correct answer is log 3.4. 4. Between 3 and 4 it will lie. The options are a typo, but the correct answer is 3.4. Clear? Understood all of you? The options are a typo. Never mind. Let us go to the next question. Let px is equal to x cube minus 4x square plus 8x minus 11 have roots a, b and c. What is the value expression this? Okay, so before solving this question, I need to discuss something with you, a concept. Now listen to this carefully. So whenever we have a function like this, a1 x to the power n, a2 x to the power n minus 1, a3 x to the power n minus 2, and so on and so on. Then what happens? This is an expression, a function. It will be having some roots, some zeros. Okay, so when it is a quadratic function, let us take it one by one. For example, we have ax square plus bx plus c. Now listen to this carefully. We have two roots. So sum of product of roots taken one at a time. Note this down. SOPOR is sum of product of roots. Sum of product taken one at a time. Taken one at a time. So the roots here are alpha and beta taken one at a time. So this will be alpha plus beta. This comes out to be minus b by a, which all of you know. Then if I take sum of product of roots taken two at a time, only alpha beta is possible. This will be c by a. Normally we say sum of roots and product of roots, but here I am using SOPOR for a reason, because if we have something which is cubic equation, when degree is more than 2, then this terminology will be better. Sum of product of roots taken one at a time, two at a time, three at a time, and so on. Is that clear? Is the terminology clear to all of you? The terminology is clear or not? Are you guys noting this down? The concepts SOPOR. Similarly, if we have a cubic expression, that is fx is equal to ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. In this case, sum of product of roots taken one at a time will be equal to minus b by a. Sum of product of roots taken two at a time will be equal to c by a, and sum of product of roots taken 3 at a time will be minus d by a. We need to keep in mind that in the denominator we always have a, and numerator it's minus b plus c. Minus d, if we have more, it will be. So the signs are alternating, minus plus, minus plus, minus plus. That is how it happens. If we have a biquadratic, the fourth degree equation, then we'll be having minus b by a, c by a, minus d by a, e by a. Okay, so if the roots here are alpha, beta and gamma, this is alpha plus beta plus gamma, that is minus b by a. Here it is alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is c by a, and this one is alpha beta gamma is equal to minus d by a. Clear? Clear? So this is very important for us. CAT won't be asking you more than third degree, but if they somehow go to biquadratic, which happens rarely, if it goes to biquadratic, then how it will look like? In that case, we will be having something like this. The power is 4. Let the roots be alpha, beta, gamma and delta. So SOPOR1. You don't have to remember this alpha, beta, gamma, delta, but I think it's clear. So alpha plus beta plus gamma plus delta will be equal to minus b by. It's the same thing. Taking two at a time. I hope it's clear to all of you. Alpha beta plus alpha gamma plus alpha delta plus beta gamma plus beta delta plus gamma delta. This will be equal to C by A, right? And similarly, if I take 3 at a time, minus D by A and so on. Perfect. No problem there. I hope you have written this down. Now let us try to solve this expression. Clear? Here we have 6 terms. We'll take 3, there will be 4 terms. Perfect. So we have this here. Taking the LCM, we'll be having ABC in the LCM. Numerator will be C plus A plus B. That is what we have. C plus A plus B. This is a cubic equation. So numerator is SOPOR1 and denominator is SOPOR3. This will be minus B by A and this will be minus D by A, right? हो गया काम, खत्म हो गया. Nothing else is left now. So here B is minus 4, A is 1, so this becomes 4 and minus D, this becomes 11. 4 by 11 is our answer. Option 1. Right, Devesh. Cool. Coming to next one. Fx is equal to x square plus x plus 2. How many integers s are there so that 1 to 99 including both, and fs has no remainder. Fs remainder 1 when divided by 6. Aniket, there will be no SOPOR 5 for power 4. No, power 4 मतलब maximum 4 तक ही जाएगा. Abhishek, because it was alpha plus beta plus gamma, only one root was taken at a time, no? Alpha, beta, gamma. Only one root was taken at a time. That's why SOPOR 1. Right, Abhishek? And in the denominator, there was all the 3 roots, A, B, C. That's why SOPOR 3. Very few people with the real name Tushar, Deboshmita, Anand, Naman, Arth, Geeta, Varad, Aniket, Soumya, Sheetal, Gopi. Rest, we have some names of aliens. This is an interesting question. नमन हमेशा याद रखना है, माइनस प्लस माइनस प्लस माइनस प्लस ऐसे जाएगा, माइनस डी बाई का. Is that right? Remainder 1 when divided by 6. we have fx is equal to x square plus x plus 2. Very interesting question. A lot of you might be confused what to do here. कितने लोग यहाँ पे quadratic functions की और बहुत चीज़ें लगा रहे हैं, रूट्स निकाल लें, कुछ कर दें, ग्राफ बना दें, कुछ हो जाएगा. But it is not like that. I can take x common and I'll be having x into x plus 1 plus 2. That is what I have now. Can I say that this is the product of consecutive terms, isn't it? Product of consecutive terms. So if you take any two consecutive terms, there will always be an even number. If first is even, second will be odd. If first is odd, second will be even. So it will always be even. This guy will always be even. This is also even. And even plus even is also always even. So this function is always even. It will also always give a value that is even. Now when you multiply, divide something by 6 and the remainder is 1. That means that value will be looking like something like this, 6k plus 1, isn't it? K is the quotient and 1 is the remainder. This will always be odd because 6k is always even and even plus odd is odd. So that is a mismatch. Fx is even and 6k plus 1 is odd. That means no possible solution is there. We'll be having none. Clear? Srishti, yeah, that's right. 0. All right, let us go to the next question. Find the distance between the point x equal to minus 1 and the midpoint of domain of this function. This is going to be a bit difficult. Try it out. Function. So domain will be the values of x, the independent variable, and range will be the value of dependent variable, that is fx. That is what domain and range means. People will not know it. Right, periposia. What is periposia, by the way? That's very interesting. Periposia, what's that? of domain this. Now as we know that there is a square root, it can never have a negative value, isn't it? It can never have a negative value. That means 4 minus square root of 2x minus, just a minute, 4 minus square root of 2x plus 5 has to be greater than or equal to 0, right? So if we solve it, what do we get? Root 2x plus 5 is less than or equal to 4, which means if I take the square, 2x plus 5 will be less than equal to 16, or I can say x is less than equal to 11 by 2. Okay, there is one condition. The condition is that this in itself should also be greater than or equal to 0. So root 2x plus, not root but only 2x plus 5. So 2x plus 5 should also be greater than or equal to 0, which means x is greater than or equal to minus 5 by 2. Now we have the range. We have the range of, basically we have the domain. So from minus 5 by 2 to 11 by 2 in closed intervals, this is the domain of the given function, right? Sahil, if the power is odd, that doesn't mean it's an odd function. No, that's a different thing altogether. It was only about the power. It doesn't mean that you'll be getting only odd things. Those are two different concepts altogether. Okay, now we have the, so what is the midpoint? 11 by 2 minus 5 by 2, if you do that, you will be getting 8 divided by 2, that is 4. So 4 steps ahead from minus 5 by 2 or 4 steps backwards from 11 by 2, we will be getting what? We will be getting our midpoint, which happens to be 1.5. Clear? Clear? 1.5 is the midpoint. Question is asking from point x equal to minus 1 to 1.5, what is the difference? So minus 1 to 1.5, difference is 2.5, that is the distance. So 2.5 is the correct answer over here. This question is not difficult. The problem is that people can mark 1.5 also. That is the main problem here. Clear? This is going to be the main problem. No, Preeti, domain doesn't mean range. Range is the value of fx function and domain is the value of x. Midpoint 4 नहीं होगा अभितेश. Midpoint 4 steps आगे होगा minus 5 by 2 से. So minus 5 by 2 plus 4, that is what you have to do, which comes out to be 1.5. The only confusion in this question is that people might take 4 as the midpoint and then fuck it up. That is what they can do. यही सब प्रॉब्लम इस क्वेश्चन में आएंगी, बिकॉज द डिफरेंस इज फ्रॉम अ नेगेटिव टू पॉजिटिव वैल्यू. एक्स्ट्रा राइट, यही होगा. इस सवाल का मेन प्रॉब्लम यही है. यहाँ मालूम पड़ता है कि सब कुछ आने के बाद भी हम गलत कर सकते हैं. बाय द वे, आई थिंक यू आर नोटिंग डाउन दैट व्हाट ऑल थिंग्स आर देयर, व्हाट ऑल थिंग्स आर नेसेसरी, व्हिच शुड बी केप्ट इन माइंड. इवन इफ द क्वेश्चन इज इजी, यू माइट एक्चुअली कमिट अ मिस्टेक. क्या नहीं समझा? minus 5 by 2 to 11 by 2, ये समझ में आ चुका है ना? ठीक है, मैं एक बार क्लियर करता हूँ. देखो अब नंबर लाइन बना देता हूँ, सब कुछ क्लियर हो जाएगा. This is minus 5 by 2, 0. This is 11 by 2. Okay. This is minus 1, this is minus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. अब क्लियर हो जाएगा सबको. सो 11 by 2 minus 5 by 2 में कितना डिफरेंस है? 11 by 2 minus of minus 5 by 2, you will get 8. 8 is the difference. इसका मिड पॉइंट क्या होगा? बिल्कुल बीचों बीच होगा, जो इससे 4 स्टेप्स आगे होगा. 4 स्टेप्स आगे होगा. So 4 steps is minus 5 by 2. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps. That is midpoint, which comes out to be 1.5. Clear? Is that clear? Understood? Similarly, from right hand side, if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, we come to 1.5 in both the conditions. Okay, Naman. So 1.5 happens to be the midpoint. It's clear to all of you. They are asking from minus 1 to 1.5, kitna difference hai? Now, 1, 2 and 2.5. So 2.5 is our answer. So people can, as I said, can commit mistake in calculating 8. They'll confuse this to be midpoint. They'll confuse 8 to be the midpoint. Some people will confuse 4 to be the midpoint, which happened with you guys, isn't it? A lot of you must have done that. The reality is 1.5 is the midpoint. An easy question can become difficult because of this. Okay. The next one. This question is very interesting. If it's not mentioned, we assume it to be real. Okay. One is the correct answer. वन बाई टू पे तो नहीं आना चाहिए, स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट शुड बी ओपन ओनली. वन बाई टू पे वी शुड हैव ओपन ओनली. I'll be doing that. Video मिल जाएगा, of course. So let's try to do this question. First of all, the two things which we need to understand, that we need to find the minimum as well as the maximum for this question. Okay. So keeping that in mind, there's one very particular thing about this. We have x square minus x plus 1. I'm keeping this under bracket. And then we have 2 times x square minus x plus 1, and we have a 1 outside. Can we say that? Is it okay? Is this okay? I'm just replacing this bracket x square minus x plus 1 with k. Let it be k. Okay, just to make you understand it why I'm doing it, and it become easy. So this becomes k upon 2k plus 1, isn't it? K upon 2k plus 1. Right? K upon 2k plus 1. If I want to find the maximum value of this, I can keep on increasing k. So look at this. If I put k is equal to 1, the value of y will be equal to 1 by 3. Right? If I put k is equal to 2, the value of y will be 2 by 5. If I put k is equal to 3, the value of y will be equal to 3 by 7. Like the denominator is always 1 more than the double of the numerator. If I keep on increasing k, let's say I put k is equal to 100, I'll get y is equal to 100 upon 201. So can you see that this is becoming tending towards 1 by 2, very close to 1 by 2. Keep on increasing, this will keep on happening. So if k becomes infinite, y becomes infinite upon 2 times infinite plus 1. Now this 1, ये बेचारा छोटा सा है. This 1 will be having no value at all. It will be negligible. So we can say that if k tends towards infinity, y tends towards 1 by 2, right? Because this plus 1 would be having a value which is not substantial enough. समझ में आ गया सबको? Easy? Right? ठीक है. So now we know that it will tend towards 1 by 2. Tend towards 1 by 2, but will never be equal to 1 by 2. Infinity doesn't exist. 1 by 2 के आसपास पहुंच जाएगा ये value. So third, fourth, fifth already they are excluded. Now we have only two things. So 1 by 2 is the maximum value. That is what we know. In open interval, why it is open interval? The reason is simple. It is open interval because this y will never touch 1 by 2, it will just be very close to 1 by 2. ठीक है, इतना क्लियर हो गया. Now we need to find the minimum also. We need to find the minimum of this function as well. Now how to find that? Need to understand that this will basically form parabola, this will also form parabola. Now if I try to try to find the, do we have the roots for this? Would we get the roots? ऊपर वाला parabola, the discriminant is less than 0. Now ऊपर roots आएंगे ना नीचे roots आएंगे, कहीं भी roots आएंगे नहीं. So I can do something. I can just try to put in the values and try to get the direction of the graph, and depending on that we'll be able to find our exact value. So let us start doing that. So when I put x equal to 0, normally we put 0 1 2 or 0 minus 1 minus 2, that is what we do. If I put x as 0, y will be equal to how much? 1 by 3. Looks like the correct answer, looks like second is the correct answer, but let us try for first also. When I put x as 1, what do I get? Again I get 1 by 3. Wow. Again I get 1 by 3. Is that right? I'll get 1 by 3 in both the cases. Right? हाँ, क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई कर सकते हैं. That is another way. This is one of the ways. Now, as we can see, this at 0 it is 1 by 3. At x equal to 1 by 2, at x equal to 1 also it is 1 by 3. What is the value we'll get if I put x equal to 2? 4 minus 2 plus 1 is 3, and then 8 plus 3, 11, minus 4 is 7. Okay, that's what we get. By the way, do you see something? Here we have 1 by 3, here also we have 1 by 3. It is kind of symmetric, isn't it? The graph is becoming symmetric. What if I take x is equal to 1 by 2 in between, half of it? 0 पे कितना मिला? So on a number line, this is 0, this is 1, and we are getting the same values. The graph is becoming symmetric somehow. So at 1 by 2, let us check what happens. By 10. 3 by 10 is less than 1 by 3. That is why we'll choose option 1 and we got our answer. Is that clear, everyone? Understood, everyone? So as we can see over here that this is a second degree equation. Second degree on the numerator as well as denominator. We'll be having parabolas for each of the numerator and denominator. And when we put the values, we saw that it is becoming symmetric. 0 पे जो value मिली वही value हमें 1 पे भी मिली. तो इसके बीचों बीच हमें चीजें maximum या minimum मिलेंगी. When we put x as 1 by 2, we got 3 by 10, which happens to be our answer because it is less than 1 by 3. Of course, the graph was going like this. This was 1 by 3, but this point was the minimum, which happened to be 3 by 10. Is that clear? सब लोग मुझे बताओ कि ये कितनी आसानी से जो without using any kind of mathematical and calculation, we did it really easily. Both the things, maximum as well as minimum. Extraterrestrial, that did, isn't it? Nikhilesh, what happened? Harsh, Gajpala, K was itself an expression. I took K, which was itself an expression, उसके ऊपर भी हमें solve करना पड़े to get the minimum. For maximum, that was actually okay. This K has to be solved in itself. Then only we'll go to minimum, right? Let us try to do this by cross multiplication, okay? So we can write it as y times 2x squared minus 2x plus 3. This will be equal to x squared minus x plus 1. All right. Let us have the like terms together. So if I bring it here, we'll be having 2x square y Let's bring it here. This is minus x square. This is minus 2xy, minus 2xy. This comes here, becomes plus x. Then plus 3y minus 1 is equal to 0. Right? So what we did for x, now we can do it for y and we'll get our answer. So here if I take x square common, I'll be having 2y minus 1 as the coefficient, 2y minus 1. Here if I take, what should I take common over here? X, and we'll be having 1 minus 2y, right? And then we have 3y minus 1 is equal to 0. Now you can apply minus b by 2a and get the value of y. That will be your answer. All right? Clear? Just do the stuff and get the answer. But having said that, behavior of graph will be an easy way to solve the question quickly, isn't it? Gayatri, because that's not the exact quadratic equation, it is quadratic in the numerator, quadratic in denominator also, so that is getting divided. That is what's not happening. All right, let's solve the next question. The number of common points shared by graphs this and this. Gayatri. Okay, I think I solved that. Santosh just mentioned that extreme point. Yeah, it can be maxima, minima both. By the way, it is getting divided in that. That is also we are not getting the exact value over there. And anything else? Okay, that's solved. Devesh, circle parabola with minima inside circle, so 2 points. Where do we have circle over here? Devesh, do we have a circle? Okay. So let's try to draw the diagram first, the graph. Mod x plus mod y is equal to 2. What will it be? It will be a rhombus, isn't it? This will be a rhombus, points at 2, 0. This is 0, 2. This is minus 2, 0, and this is 0, minus 2, right? All squares are rhombuses, Devesh. Okay. Now this one, this is y is equal to x square minus 2. It will be a parabola. Okay. So the roots will be root 2 and root 2, isn't it? X square minus 2. This becomes, if I put x square minus 2 equal to 0, I will be getting x as plus minus the square root of 2, that is 1.414. Which means, I'll change the ink. If this thing is 2, this thing is 2, this will be probably be root 2 and this will be minus root 2, 0. Is that right? So the parabola should pass through these 2 points. Himanshu, of course this will be square. See, all the squares are rhombuses. Where is the problem there? Alright. When something is square, we should call it a square, but if we call it rhombus, that is not going to change anything. हाँ, सवाल क्वेश्चन में पूछा गया बताओ क्या है, तो अगर दोनों ऑप्शंस हैं आपके पास, square and rhombus both, so you will be marking square in that case. Cool? Okay. This is what we have. And let us also try to find the point at which x is 0. When x is 0, I put it over here, I'll get y as minus, like this will be the point. This has to be a parabola. It will pass like this. You know, something like this. How many points do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So overall we will be having 5 points. Those who mark 2 or 3, that's wrong. Clear? Interesting question, right? Just by drawing a graph, we could get the answer. Sharanya says 5 points for sure. Yeah, that is 5 points. Santosh, no, the reverse. All squares are rhombuses. Just correct your the sequence of words. Okay, is this clear to you guys? Tell me. Please tell me, is this clear or not? सबको समझ में आ चुका है? Please tell me in the comments. Be quick. It's 5. It's not 4. It's 5, right? Because this is a common point, the vertex. Shruti, what the second graph not clear? Why not? This is a parabola. See, y is equal to x square minus 2. Now if I want to find the roots, so I equate this to be 0. What are the roots? When the graph becomes 0. So x is plus root 2 or minus root 2. Now all of us know that root 2 will be lesser than 2. So this is, if this is 2, root 2 will be here. Similar for the negative part also. The parabola has to pass through these 2 points. The only way to pass through these points, and this point is this. That is why we will be having 5 points in total. Okay. The next one. What is the some of the solutions of this? Alright, this again I think a confidence booster. Let's remove the first mod. We'll be having mod of x plus 2 minus 5 is equal to plus 4 or minus 4, right? Which means mod of x plus 2 will be equal to 9 or 1. I have sent plus 5 on the right hand side, so it becomes 9 or 1. Clear? Now removing the mod, we'll be having 9 or minus 9 or 1 or minus 1. In one line we can answer this. Let us send minus 2 over there. We'll be having 7 or minus 11 or minus 1 or minus 2. Let's add them all. Minus 8 is the answer. Clear? Understood, everyone? By the way, we could have skipped this step. See, we can save a few seconds by skipping this step. How? Here we get to know that things are, if I add them all, they'll be just 0 because they are just positive and negative of each other. The balancing acts, 9 and minus 9, 1 or minus 1, they will be just cancelling out each other. So minus 2 if goes there 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, if goes there minus 2 4 times is minus 8. We can directly mark the answer and we could save at least 5 seconds here. This is these are the things through which the only difference between toppers and normal people is this, that they can save some time by skipping some redundant steps. Mahi, that's because, see, if something is crossing at root 2 and minus root 2, and it's also touching the vertex, and if it's a parabola, then if you try to draw it, you can never actually, go beyond that. It is impossible, right, Mahi? We do not have to actually find which point is that, but if you draw something, a curve, which is continuous, not going anywhere. It's a continuous curve, the parabolic curve, right? If it passes through root 2 and then passes through the vertex of that square or rhombus, it will of course be passing through 4 sides. That is for sure. Okay? I did that to save some time. If you want to actually find those points, you can waste 20 seconds of your life, which is not required. Right? Coming to next one. Given the sequence, the largest of the following integers which divides all the members of the sequence is what? Santosh, which one have you done before? This question? It's alright, no problem. Of course, that's not an offensive thing if I solve the question. What is the answer? Shruti is getting 15. have n to the power 5 minus n, I can take n common, I'll be left with n to the power 4 minus 1. Okay, which means this will be n square minus 1, n square plus 1. Now n square minus 1 can also be broken down as n minus 1 into n plus 1. So what I'm doing over here, I'm trying to write this in ascending order. So n square minus 1, the first factor is n minus 1, let us put it before n, before this n, and the next will be n plus 1, and this is n square plus 1. So we have written this in ascending order, right? So this will make our life easy because the calculations will be easy then. I cannot put 1 over here, of course. If I put 1, this becomes 0, isn't it? So I'll put 2. When I put n as 2, I'll get 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. That comes out to be 30. 30 has to be our answer. Clear? Okay, now to be sure that this will always happen, we'll also put n is equal to 3. If something, I'll tell you something, and remember this. By the way, all of you know that I always feel that mathematics is nothing but philosophy, right? Mathematics is empirical philosophy. So whenever we have some numbers attached to philosophy, it becomes mathematics. We read a lot of things, a lot of concepts, formulae, techniques, tips, and all that stuff. But in reality, there are only 2 concepts for the entire mathematics. And mathematics means if you want to prove something or disprove something, you'll always be using only 2 things. One is called induction and other is called contradiction. That's it. We try to disprove or prove things by using these 2 methodologies, induction and contradiction. Clear? Be it psychology, economics, behavior, whatever, operations. So they say, if I have to prove that Shruti is a bad girl, suppose I have to prove Shruti is a bad girl. There are 2 ways to prove that, right, Shruti? If I do it by contradiction, then I will say, let Shruti be a good girl. Okay? Now, a person who will be, a girl who will be good would be having certain conditions. Okay, she dresses up really nice, she talks to people nicely, she respects everyone, she's a part of charities, she does a lot of good things. So Shruti, if she's a good girl, she'll be doing all the things. But if she doesn't do one of those things, she's a bad girl. That is how I can prove Shruti is bad. Okay? Don't feel bad, Shruti, about this. This is called theory of contradiction. Coming to induction. So, I'll say, Shruti will do this thing badly. Okay. Shruti, whenever she does something bad, the very next thing she does bad again. This is induction. तो अगर श्रुति एक चीज गलत करती है और गलत करते ही एक और गलती करती है, मतलब हमेशा गलती ही करेगी. Is that right? That is called induction. So there are 2 ways, 2 things through which we try to prove or disprove all the things in this world. This is where I'd like to end the session. That is the most relevant concept of entire universe. At n is equal to, this is happening. Let us put n is equal to 3. 3 minus 1, we got 2. 3 into 4. 2, 3, 4. 3 square is 9 plus 1 is 10. Again I got 30 here, no? Hidden 30. It's overall, it's 240, but we got 30 also. That means, अगर 2 पे भी आ गया और 3 पे भी आ गया, और ये खुद 3 का consecutive sequence है, तो ये हमेशा ही होगा. तो ये जो function है, ये हमेशा 30 का multiple होगा ही होगा. That is what induction means. And I think a lot of you must have studied that in standard 12th. Truth layer alternator नहीं है ये. This is called induction. So if something is happening in a sequence, it will always happen. Clear? Sagar, you should just solve the mocks. Okay, so let me end the session over here. I have given you two philosophies of life through which mathematics was made, induction and contradiction. Whenever you have any kind of confusion, just apply these two and you will be solved. You will be sorted, always. Bye bye, take care, we'll meet again next week. Trying with option Nikhilesh is induction only. All right. Chalo. Bye bye. Take care, everyone. And what do you think how it will improve in your performance? Because we'll also be having crash course in which we'll be doing some more new questions. So what all things you learned and how would it improve you? Tell me in the comments.